I'm Ethan Garrido, Marketing Coordinator for Cosentino Ireland and Scotland. And on behalf of Cosentino Ireland, Belfast and Scotland, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today on this online event where we'll be presenting the launch of the Silestone Loft Collection, the new Silestone collection. Please let me introduce you to Kyra McWillians. She's the design specialist for Cosentino Ireland, and the very well-known Gerry O'Toole, founder and director for design, Gerry Designs and Browsers. Both will be your guides on this journey around the world to meet Loft Collection, our new brand Silestone collection, with the new 5 colors: Camden, Pablo, Seaport, Nolita and Corktown. The namesake of each one of them represents an iconic neighborhood with a distinctive history and industrial design. Additionally, they will be presenting to you the latest novelties on the Eternal and Nebula Series. So Kyra and Gerry, I leave it with you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ethan. Well, first of all, we'd love to welcome Gerry from Gerry Designs with us today. Really appreciate you coming with us. Gerry is the proprietor of Browsers Interiors based in Limerick and also the owner of Gerry Designs, one of the most renowned interior architects and designers in Ireland. So we are so delighted that you're on board with us today.
Thank you so much. Love the introduction. You're very kind. I'm delighted to be here. Really happy and love the new collection. So I'm like feeling very privileged to be able to see it first.
Yeah, no, it is. There's some fabulous colours, and especially the whole industrial, modern, urban feel that's around the series. It's just something different and something nice to be offering in our quartz collection.
Absolutely.
So first off, we'll get straight into it. One of the first colours we have in the Sidestone Loft was Camden. So as you're aware, Camden is inspired by one of London's most influential and alternative neighbourhoods. It reminds us of kind of 80s, and Camden's the home to hundreds of artists all over the world. Its authentic steely shades and the natural wear of tear of living spaces have inspired Camden. A soft delicate with a consistent grey, with a fine grain and a very subtle white veining, Silestone Camden is a cement grey. It is adaptable colour, very easy to incorporate with any decoration, thanks to its versatility. So as you can see here, Gerry, you're the design expert. How do you feel about the colour Camden?
I love the colour Camden. I really like the concrete look. It's very easy for it to feel cold, but the beautiful thing about this one, when I looked at it, is immediately it felt warm, The suede texture is lovely and soft. It doesn't feel like a cold grey to look at or touch, and I really like it for maybe even to apply it as a large tile format would be great, because doesn't Silestone do those really, really large format 12mm tiles?
We do. Essentially, you can have your full slab. So, I mean, in this scenario, the Camden would be ideal for that like concrete flooring effect. You could have the slabs down, obviously, on a very even floor, but I think it would really give that industrial vibe, essentially having almost like the polished concrete look. Absolutely, it can be achieved at Silestone. Yeah, 100%.
And no worries about lots of grout lines, which is great for a floor.
Oh, absolutely.
I was thinking this could actually look really nice in like a dining area on the floor if you were doing kind of some raw bleached oak kind of rustic table, very industrial feel. It would really give it it would be a lovely balance between this smooth texture with something rustic like that. So I really, really like it. It's also such a good color, like it would go with anything. It's really malleable like that. So yeah, definitely. You can even see it here with the herringbone floor, and it looks great with those kind of browny tones. And actually, I think that there isn't a color that wouldn't work with it. It's a really good one.
It is, and it's so great to have that versatility in regards to a colour like that in Silestone. It's something we were looking for when in the design process of this particular colour, and it really is fabulous. And like that goes with basically anything, so it's fantastic.
Winner.
A winner, absolutely.
Yeah.
And taking us forward, then of course we have Pablo, which is inspired by the Industrial Revolution in Barcelona. So it's one of today's most modern and creative neighborhoods. I'm sure everyone knows Barcelona. It has this kind of Mediterranean warmth with an industrial appearance. So it's cosmopolitan, yet suburban. It's family friendly and multicultural. So the old industrial buildings that have been turned into fabulous loft spaces surrounded by art galleries, bars and businesses. It's the essence that inspires this particular colour. So the warm grey with a shade of very subtle veining on the surface kind of has a sandy background, and it brings a bit of brightness and offers that comforting texture and the familiar ambience. So that was the whole idea of the Pablo colour. And as you can see there, yeah, there's some fabulous mood boards there. Essentially, you can just see the pairing of some lovely light oak, some nice kind of wooden feel. Essentially, you can really warm up that colour. So what would your opinion on that particular colour, Gerry?
I think this one is one of the ones I really liked when I saw the samples. It feels very understated and organic, and I love that kind of style myself personally. So yeah, I really love this one. I was thinking as well, even for an application with this one, you know, in a lot of new builds now, they're so well rated, they don't need real fires, but a nice electric fire with cladding around it in this, and maybe a nice rustic reclaimed wooden beam as a mantle would be really beautiful. So that's a lovely application.
Can you imagine your high ceiling and your big cladding and your wooden mantle? It'd be fabulous. Really, it would be
a really nice feature. And I love on the board as well, the way they've mixed the organic materials. Kind of some things I use often in my designs are a lot more organic materials. And I love like rattan, and I love the trend of all of the rattan lights coming in, or even the rattan chairs. So they'd be a lovely pairing with this as well. So I really like it. Really, one of my favorite colors, I think.
Great. Yeah, no, look at they're absolutely fabulous. And as you can see, the mood boards there, even the pop of color, the green involved in it, it almost just brings it to life a bit, which is just absolutely, no, it's fabulous. So moving on to our next color of the series, we also have Seaport. So the idea behind Seaport is to remind us of the small seaside district in southeastern Manhattan. So the whole exposed brick, worn concrete, and characteristic wood from the docks form a chromatic range that inspires the Silestone colour. Thanks to the effort of this colour in shades, Silestone Seaport is very similar to a dark, worn cement, and its striking white shade kind of blends perfectly in the background. So it makes it just a simple, breathtaking colour, part of our collection.
Yeah, I love it. I'm actually, it was funny that I saw this one because I'm doing a bathroom, a really nice, luxurious bathroom at the moment. And I was looking for a very similar material. So when I saw this one, I was like, oh my God, this is literally perfect for the look I was going for. Love it as like a dramatic wall feature, maybe in the back of a wet room area with maybe some nice clean glass in front of it. And that even offset then with some nice contrasts of white. So even if you were doing like, you know, a simple, nice subway white tile in a bathroom and you had this as your vanity worktop, it would be a gorgeous contrast. It feels very rich. And it also feels, even though it's like an industrial feel, it does feel luxurious. Like I think they really nail the colors and the veining and everything. I think is so relaxed looking.
It is. It's very classic, and even like that. So for a bit of like wall shower cladding, it would be a fabulous feature piece if it was matching a vanity paired in the exact same stone. It'd be really, really nice and well put together. So I mean, definitely one to look at in the bathroom. I suppose the one thing about Silestone it's great. You know, we're not just for countertops. There are other applications we can use it in. So we have our wall cladding. We have, like we mentioned, their flooring, cladding on with fireplaces, obviously electric fireplaces due to the heat. But, you know, there is other applications as well as kitchen countertops, which is something I think people need to be more aware of. It is, I suppose, if you can think it, design it, and it can be done safely and manufactured in the correct way, you know, you can essentially do anything. So it's great to...
It's a brilliant material and so hard wearing. And actually, I was thinking this one as well, like with a nice brass round mirror over a vanity, maybe brass wall lighting, nice brass handles, like it would give it that real pop and lift to warm it up a little bit more. And I think most people, like, really what they want is something they put in, they make the investment once and it's going to last. And that's the one thing about Silestone products. Like, I use them so much in kitchens I work on. Primarily kitchens, sometimes vanity units as well. But you know that as soon as you put it in, you're not going to have an issue. Your client's going to be happy. There's no coming back and worrying about, you know, it's just such a good product. I have a lot of kind of belief in with anything you want to put into a client's house, you want it to stand the test of time. And I'm always really, I have a great belief in a Silestone product, so it's great.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And you need that peace of mind. And that's the great thing about our product with our 25-year guarantee. It just, you know, you have that peace of mind of when you're, you know, suggesting it to a client or promoting it as a product or a brand you work with, that you have that peace of mind that you can stand over it. So that's what we're about, you know, essentially long-lasting quality. So next up in our series, we have Silestone Nolita. So this is one of my favorite colors myself personally. It's inspired by the New York creation. So specifically, it's by a neighborhood that was avant-garde even before it was given the name Nolita, which is north of Little Italy. And in the mid-90s, Nolita found its personality and architectural identity that gave it such a unique and distinctive character. So its streets are authentic and wild, very different from surrounding neighborhoods. With this historical background, we created Nolita. So it's a cold and industrial color, but blended with shades of white and light greys, which kind of shows elegance, fine line, and free of strong contrasts.
I think it's gorgeous. It's my favorite one as well. I can see it working for so many places. Like, there's certain Silestones that I use all the time for years, and I know that they're a winner with a lot of the kitchens I design. Often I design a little bit more classic. So like the Lagoon and stuff would have been one of my favorites. So I see this now as going to be a new firm favorite. Like, it'll work with so many different types of kitchens, especially a lot of like younger family homes, you know, where it's a big open plan space. Often they actually want something fairly neutral and easy to live with. So this is perfect for something like that. And also I saw in the brochure that it was clad around an entire island, and I thought that looked incredible. Do you know, if you don't want something so maybe statement and you wanted to do a nice feature on your island, like this is going to work with every color. It'll even if you're not going for the more neutral scheme, it'll work with a lot of the trends of the moment, like a darker green kitchen, a kind of an off black kitchen. Just a lot of people love, like, I meet so many clients and immediately they think an off-white worktop, like it's kind of where they go. It's where they feel comfortable. So I think this one's going to be a great one. I'll be changing from the Lagoon to this one in future.
Well, we always know you love your suede colours, so I suppose that's one good thing about this. Yeah, about this collection. They are all suede essentially, so we're sticking with the one theme here, the one market. And the one thing about Nolita I actually find really interesting is it basically goes with almost every color. So I mean, if you change your cabinetry colors in years to come, you still have your worktop there, so it will last you through the different trends of different colors. Like that, we have our green kitchen door trend at the moment. We're kind of coming away from the greys a little bit, but which complements obviously both this industrial range and other collections we have. But it's nice to see something different, unique, that will still work with colors that are trending. So it is.
I think as well, do you know, like a lot of people will pick Silestone for practicality, and if they're doing it as a big backsplash, like I'll go to a lot of homes and they probably invested a lot in their granite or whatever and have it as their backsplash, and it might be full of different colors and quite heavy, and then it's like to change the look of the kitchen is very hard without ripping it out. So yeah. I always say, if you're going to have it as like a backsplash or up behind your cooker hood, you want to have something kind of soft enough that if you change your colors, it's going to work with everything else. So that this Nolita one is really a winner for all of those reasons.
Of course. Yeah. No, it's gas. We both picked the same one as our favorite.
Yeah. It'll be a bestseller, definitely.
Absolutely. So following on from that, then we have Cork Town. So this is another nice one now, I have to say. It's been inspired by the light and shade of a Detroit neighborhood, or Detroit even. And Cork Town was successful and prosperous until the Depression and deterioration crept in and took over. So it was regenerated a few decades ago with a renowned beauty and an interesting intellectual old style. And that's what inspired the colour Cork Town. So it's the most intense, deep, solid black colour in the Silestone Loft collection. And there's an extra matte finish also involved in this particular colour. So it has the effects and the essence of a worn surface that's experienced the passage of time. So it really shows character and a sense of elegance together, united in the colour. So
yeah, love it. Yeah. I love anything a bit rustic. Like anyone who knows me knows I love antiques and stuff. And like this is just gorgeous. I'd see this in a nice commercial space as like nice tabletops in maybe an industrial style restaurant, even the backing of walls for a bar with some nice metal shelving. Also, as you see on the presentation, like I didn't look at the presentation when I got the samples. I looked at the samples first. Yeah. And I was thinking, oh my God, tan leathers in stools or chairs would be absolutely gorgeous with this. And then I was delighted to see it was actually on the sample board as well, on the brochure. So yeah, I really like it. I think everyone is loving a little bit of dark and moody and interior trends. Like a lot of people are going more dramatic. And at the moment I'm doing a nice kitchen and it is all in black, and like this would be gorgeous with it. Just to even have the dark on the dark color, and then maybe just having the stools in the tan leather. It's very dramatic, like, and looks really great. So I'm normally not into too heavy or dramatic colors, but I do love this because as well, this one has a lot of warmth in it, and there's a lovely lift of the kind of white fleck veining going through it. So it's really gorgeous.
It is, absolutely. And like that, like all the Silestone Loft colours, really, they are all pretty versatile. You can dress it up a bit, like the bit of green there added into it, like that, the leather, you know, it can be dramatic, but it can be still warmed up essentially to a certain extent. Yeah, really, even there with the herringbone floor, it looks fabulous. Yeah, really, really nice. They go in with the luxurious feel. So out of the 5 colours, Nolita is the favourite, is it?
I think it is the favourite because I think it's going to be probably one that all of my clients are going to really like. And then, you know, you kind of get to know your type of client, and I think this is something they'll really like. So it's my favourite too.
Great. And of course, our Loft series is part of a brand new technology that Silestone are just after bringing out, essentially exclusive to the Loft colours. So it's a new production process that's characterised by the company's commitment to be more environmentally friendly circular economy and be more sustainable. So the production process is carried out by employing a 98% recycled water and 100% renewable energy. The whole idea behind it is, you know, we're very committed at Cosentino to be more environmentally friendly for both ourselves, the economy, the area where we produce in Almeria and all over the world. And that's the direction we want to be: more natural, more sustainable, and have less impact on the environment. So I think, I think most companies are probably going that direction. I know yourself, Gerry, you're a big advocate of the environment and being more environmentally friendly.
Yeah, and I think people are becoming so much more aware, you know, they want to buy into what's kind of better for the environment. So I'm really pleased to see that. I suppose one of the things I kind of do in my own company is I used to print a lot of all of the boards, and there's a lot of printing involved. And I still do that for clients who like the paper feel, but I do a lot more paperless now and a lot more online consultations, which saves kind of traveling around too much. All of the little things that we can all do to, I suppose, help the environment. So I'm really pleased to see that. And I think I'm very mindful myself in my own home about kind of more natural materials where I can, where budget allows. And so knowing this is really, it's a great progressive way of dealing with kind of environmental issues, really.
Of course. And look at, we know ourselves here, you know, we operate as much as possible at a, you know, as a paperless office. It's definitely something we all need to be more mindful of. So that's the whole idea behind it, is more of a commitment to ourselves, our customers, and the environment in general. So
brilliant.
Absolutely. So moving on then from our next new colour of our series, so not part of our Loft series, but we have the lovely Miami Vena, which I think most people have seen at this point already. It has been an absolute phenomenal response we've had. I think it's an amazing price point for our customers. It has a lovely white background with a lovely, I suppose it's not too subtle of a vein, but it's not too busy. So, I mean, we had our aerial, which is always a great seller for us, and you have the flick. We have our white arabesque, which is quite busy and heavily veined. So this is like an in-between. So we essentially have something for everybody out of all our collections now. And it is a sure winner. And I feel it goes with nearly any kitchen, essentially. I think you already used this in a few projects, Gerry.
I probably did. I've used the Nebula a good bit because I really like that one. But this one is gorgeous too. And if it's a good price point, it's always great to have something like that up your sleeve. And I can see it working with basically anything. So yeah, I really like this one too.
Yeah, no, and like that as well, not only from a kitchen countertop point of view, it also works really well in vanities, because essentially, again, price point is great. The quality, of course, you know, you're getting your good white quartz from Silestone with your 25 years guarantee. You know, it's stain resistant, scratch resistant, so it's a complete winner to stick with a branded product like Silestone especially with the Miami Vena. So moving on. Absolutely. And moving on from that, we have also two new colours in our Eternal range. So we have Eternal Bella, which is our first colour. So it's kind of classic, timeless, lovely grey vein, dark grey vein. So it's a carry-on essentially from Calacatta Gold, but obviously which was our bestseller worldwide, still is, and always beats the band. But it's just another, I suppose, approach with the grey vein involved in it. So can be very nice with a lovely feature with waterfall gables, essentially to showcase the larger veining. And I'm sure it'll be a very popular colour with us as well.
Yeah, love it for, you know, the upstands we're seeing a lot of with the little shelf, just so you get that little bit of veining, because a lot of people want the look of a marble, but again, just for reasons we discussed earlier, they don't want the worry of sealing marble, worrying about coffee getting into it, wine getting into it. So this one is lovely if you want that dramatic vein, but you want something that's not going to create problems for you down the line. So that's a really good one for that. I love the vein in it.
Yeah, no, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. And that's the great thing about Silestone. You know, we're a non-porous material. Every single one of our Silestone quartz, they're non-porous. So you will not put a stain inside the stone. Whereas unfortunately, as beautiful as marble is, it's not practical for a busy family life. It's just, yeah, it's the peace of mind of being able to spill your coffee, your red wine, cook in peace, and that it'll clean and come off the staining. Essentially, fairly scratch resistant, very maintenance free, and easy to have. So that's the whole idea of Silestone in all our colour range. It is just fantastic for day-to-day maintenance, busy lives, families, and be able to be functional and practical in your kitchen. So moving on from that, then we have our Dior, which is another new colour from our Eternal range. And obviously you can see here, similar to Bella, but with a more almost like a rust colour vein in going through. So the whole idea is, you know, we're doing brass accessories, brass handles, your brass sinks, brass taps. It really works well as an alternative essentially to our already Calicata Gold and our rest of our Eternal series. So something different, unique, and a nice, strong, sharp vein going through it.
It has definitely more of a sharp vein than the Calicata Gold, doesn't it?
It does,
so
it does.
For people wanting that lift, it's a really good one, because even on a small sample, the veining is beautiful. Like when I saw it, I'm like, oh, the color is actually really nice. It's a little bit of an antidote, let's say, to all of the greys that you can get if somebody wants that element of warmth and they have the brass accessories. This one really works well with it.
Of course, absolutely. And like that, it's striking, it will catch your attention. So if you like that bit of dramaticness in your kitchen, it's ideal. And still, of course, I feel like a lot of the time too, the white of the vein is still a winner for a lot of customers. So it's a nice new colour, I suppose, to add into the range of all our Silestone colours.
Yeah, love that one too.
So it is. So it's great. So I suppose as well as that, as a carry on from all our lovely new colours, we have also launched a brand new online platform called Cosentino Ireland. So I know you're already aware that, Gerry, with us, and you're involved with the programme. It's very handy in a regard. Any of the colours samples you see in here today, you can request a sample online. You can manage your account completely 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. You can request a display for your showroom. Any technical information or any information at all in regards to the qualifications and that Silestone have or decked on, you can find it all online. So it's a very handy system essentially, and the way things are progressing in this new world, it's great to be able to, when something's on your mind and we're busy and we need a particular sample, to be able to just click on, order, and it gets delivered to your door.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because I know I'm always emailing you about this, so I can stop sending you so many emails. But like, it's great to just be able to order the samples and have them delivered direct to the clients. Like, it's such a good service. I suppose something else I meant to mention is I have kind of changed like my own business. I'm not actually director really in browsers anymore. I have my own independent business now. So it's a great way for me to give more of my time to my clients, because before I was trying to help with retail as well. So now I have my own independent business, Gerry Designs, and it's great because I get to do hour-long consultations up to full homes. I'm totally focused on it 100%, and I absolutely love it. I'm so lucky that I get to work in something I love so much. So I'm really delighted you asked me to do this today. Thank you.
No, it's great to have you. And how are you finding working? I know you're doing a lot of online consultations and Zoom calls. Do you find it, how did you find adapting in regards to having clients come in? I'm sure you still have clients coming in to a certain extent, but you do a lot of online work now, don't you?
Do you know, the interesting thing is, probably about 5 years ago, I decorated a beautiful home for an American client who was in New York. I never actually met her, and I decorated this beautiful home she has in Ireland. And I mean, it's all done now. Still have never met her. That felt a little bit weird to me maybe 5 years ago, and trying to bring people around to that idea that you don't have to physically meet, you don't have to be on site all the time, was difficult for me, whereas my American client could maybe understand it at the time. So I think with this COVID and that, because I have a lot of clients kind of all over, I don't know, it's really working well for me. Obviously, I love going to sites for bigger projects, and it's nice to be able to be there, but you know, so much design can be done remotely. So I've found it much easier with clients to kind of work this way, and I'm finding it's working really well. So it's good. Obviously, I'd much prefer to be driving around everywhere and not be in lockdown, but
I know,
needs must, and it works okay. Yeah.
Well, look, it's great to be able to do that. I think we're very blessed, the industry we're in at the moment. We've been so lucky that I think everybody has been busy since we came back from the first lockdown, and we will get through this all again, essentially. And look, at what can we do but stay positive and hope for the best.
I know, exactly. That is all we can do. But it's great that, with visual things, if you're working with somebody designing for you, if they can create visuals for you and show you how things can look, that's the beauty of online work now. So I think, we are definitely lucky in that sense. Like, we will be locked down, but I'll certainly be working from home for the next 6 weeks, thank God. And I'm very grateful as well that my son will still be in school, because I do a terrible job of homeschooling him. So it's not worked out too bad, thankfully.
Yeah, no, it's so good. It's fantastic for them. And essentially, when you're doing your online work, then would you find mood boards or getting people to nearly take videos of the space of the room to show you, or how would, because obviously when you'd go into a site originally, you'd see the full space yourself. So how would you differentiate when you're working online?
Do you know, these hourly consults I've started to do went down a storm. I was kind of really shocked that they all booked out like really, really quickly. I added the ability for the client to be able to book them online, pick their slot, and it's amazing. People actually just send through exactly what I need. So they'll send through a video which I'll look through together with them online, and then some static photos of each area of the room. And with those, through the 1 hour consults, we chat through different options, pull boards together. And then obviously that's the minimal service I do. I do obviously full home projects as well, which is a lot more toing and froing, because I'll be sketching out visuals of the rooms, doing technical drawings like elevations of any joinery details. There'll be a lot more detail in those, but again, over and back on email and on Zoom calls is really working well for that so far.
Well, look at a long may continue, and look at absolutely, it's great to be in a position to do so. So look at, thank you so much for joining me, Gerry. I really appreciate it. It was fantastic to have you on board with us to launch our loft and our other new Silestone colours. And if anybody watching would like some samples of the colours, there's absolutely no problem. They're fully available. If you go on to Cosentino, you can request them, and we will pop the link for it. We'll send them out via email. Essentially, anybody would like to sign up, if you're not already signed up to our online system, and you can request samples. We get them delivered to you ASAP. So thank you so much. Etan, I'm not sure if you... No problem, you're very welcome. Etan, I'm not sure if you have anything to add? Etan with us?
No, just thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Thank you very much, Gerry. Thank you very much, Kyra. We're just gonna leave you with a very brief video about the Loft Collection. I hope you enjoy it. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.